This video is sponsored by Enterprise Media and Marketing.
So today I needed to just get out and photograph, so I came to this industrial site in St. Pete, Florida that I've been wanting to come check out for a while. So this is going to be a couple of test rolls just to see what this area looks like. I got Ektar 100 in the Ashika 124G. I always love finding subjects like this, especially around here. It's kind of a rarity in St. Pete to find, these old scenes here. Everything here has been pretty new, and people are constantly building new developments here. And it's kind of like a race to see who's like the most wealthy down here. Not like it's a bad thing, but it's definitely something to get used to. Makes me miss the times when I was up in the Midwest in Ohio and Pittsburgh, just because it's a lot more slow paced. There's a lot more history, and it's just a different way of life up there from down here. So right now we're reading f8 at 1/100th, so I'm gonna go down to f5.6 at 1/25th of a second for this first shot here. Seen a nice angle in this engine bay, so might as well just snag it while we're here. Beautiful. I think it's also funny to mention that it is a 98-degree August day here in Florida, so it's a steamer. I'm pretty hot. I was sweating before I even turned the camera on. So we're gonna try to get here with a nice background. This logo on the car. What is this? It's a Caprice. A Caprice Classic. My dad would love this car. Even now, the way it looks. Let's see. We're definitely getting a lot more light on this side. I'm gonna move you over there. I'm getting a lot more light on this side, so let's see here. No way. Oh, nope, we're still at 250th at f8. So let's see what we got here. Try to get the scene of the car and the state it's in while focusing on the logo here. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Yeah, I'm interested to see how these turn out. Like I mentioned, don't really shoot much Ektar, but I think we'll get some pretty nice colors here. And so funny enough, this is actually my first roll of Ektar 100 in the Ashika. First roll of Ektar medium format in general. I tried it out on 35 millimeter, and I don't know, I couldn't really get a vibe for how it rendered colors. But also, I will say that was a time when I was getting my stuff done by a lab, develop and scan. Not that that's a bad thing or anything, but it just I felt like I lacked control with Ektar. It was just such a unique look compared to my other work, and I couldn't find where to fit that in. So this is 125th at f8. Beautiful. I am seeing another shot here that I really would like to get. The steering wheel here. Let me see. I'm sure this is still going to be the same. Might be a little brighter because of the reflection of this door, but we'll check and see. Oh yeah, we're already up at 120 or 1/250th of a second for this one, so bump that up. Get a nice little scene here. I'm also really liking this whole scene here. Catching the back end of the car with all the debris. Let me see, we're probably still gonna be at 250th again right here. Yes, we are. 250th f8. Come over a little more here. So we're gonna focus on the car here for this one. Kind of offset the scene a little bit. Alrighty. This gentleman here allowed me to come into their garage. This is awesome. They've got so many cool things in here. See if I can hand hold any of these shots. So I can drop it down to f3.5 and get about 1/30th. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is exactly the type of stuff that I look for down here. I'm actually gonna flip this. Try to do one of these. I'm gonna just keep it at the same. Oh yeah, that's the shot for sure. Just gonna keep it at the same settings. And 30th at f4. Beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited to see how these turn out, especially on Ektar. This will be very interesting. There's a beautiful scene right here. I'm like loving this scene. So much going on, I love it. Let's see, try to go back up to like f11, f10, or f8. Let's see here. Let's do f11. F11, 250th.
Well, that was just an awesome experience. The owner of this garage let me come in and take a look at all the other cars he had. And it's just so cool. I love the conversations and connections you can make with people you would typically never meet through photography. They were just such a nice group of people that genuinely was interested in what I was doing. And I did ask to be on the property initially. I don't think they really understood what I was doing, but they were cool with it. And then once they saw and I saw me break out the Ashika, they were super cool. They brought me into the garage. I got to see, everything that they work on every day. And it's just such a cool thing to see that these people have, just a nice little hobby working on cars together. It was unfortunate. Lumix ran out of space on the card. I should have looked at that before I came out here, but it was just such a nice time to go in there and shoot in a place I've never been before. It reminded me of my time back at Pittsburgh, just being out and chasing what I see and what I desire to photograph, as long as it's obviously, in the limits of being okay with the people who either own the property or the subject. But just so much fun, and I have been super busy recently, so it was nice to take time out of my crazy, chaotic day to day to just focus on, creativity and photography that I wanted to do. I've been wanting to come to this industrial area here in St. Pete to photograph for quite some time now. Um, and it was nice that I finally designated the time to do so. Uh, and cool that I got to shoot it on Ektar. Like I mentioned before, I've never shot this film stock on medium format. And, I'm really interested to see how these turn out. There were definitely some pretty interesting colors in these scenes, some very retro colors that I feel will look really nice on film. Um, the only thing I just hope the the photos from inside the garage actually turn out, because I had to be shooting at about 1/15 of a second in there, handheld, which isn't ideal for medium format. But it is what it is. Today was just fun, so I got their emails. I'm gonna shoot them over these photos once I develop and scan them, and yeah, hopefully I can stay in touch with these guys and maybe come back. Would love to shoot some Cinestill 800T inside of the garage. I think that would just look so nice with the way they have it set up in there. And definitely a couple scenes that I acknowledged but didn't take the time to shoot. So definitely have to come back. But yeah, you guys will see all these photos before I do. I'm just really excited to see them. So before we bring this video to a close, I just wanted to pay some respects to the shots you didn't get to see because my SD card ran out of space. And, to follow up on them, I just really was impressed with how Ektar handled these scenes, especially the scenes in the garage. It was very dark, and surprisingly, only one of the photos that I had to shoot at 1/15 were blurry. So I really was impressed with how it rendered colors. Ektar is normally known to be a very high saturation film, but with the settings on my camera and how I converted them with Negative Lab Pro, it was a very balanced image. As you can see, there are still very strong colors in these photos, but I was very impressed. It definitely brought out a more saturated version of my look. And so I really am going to be trying out again. Really going to try to do some research on some more locations around here that are kind of in that industrial scene. I do have another project that I'm working on, but I'm kind of keeping that under wraps for now. It's more of a long-term project for another publication in the future. So to wrap this up, just let me know, what photo did you resonate the most with from this set. I honestly personally liked all of them except for the blurry one. That was a little dookie, but that's to be expected when you're shooting 1/15th on a 100 speed film inside. So, but yeah, tell me what your favorite from the roll was in the comments. Let me know your experience with Ektar, and just stop in and say hi. Um, it's good to be back on YouTube. I know it's been a while, so I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent
when I have free time. It's been really tough with work and running my agency. So don't forget to leave a like and definitely comment. And if you really enjoy how I do these videos and any of my other work, definitely consider subscribing. It's I don't take this super seriously. YouTube is by far from my uh focus and line of work, but I seriously enjoyed doing this, and the community on here, especially the photography community, is just so fun to be a part of. So join my journey, I guess, and I will see y'all in the next video.